Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are doing another manga review. Now today we are going to be reviewing My Dress Up Darling Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is written by Shinichi Fukuda and it's published by Square Enix, as you guys can see right there. The demographic here is seinen, and this is definitely an adult title. This is very clearly 18 plus. It has a parental advisory sticker on it and everything. So the genres here are rom-com and slice of life. You could classify this as ecchi, but the point of it isn't to be ecchi. The point of it is the romance and the comedy that comes with it. Adaptations wise, this does not have an adaptation, although I think this would probably work better as a live action than an anime, but it really doesn't matter. Japan is very well known for taking series and making both live actions and animes out of it, so I would just be really happy with an adaptation regardless. I think it would look really nice and I would be really excited to watch it. Now, the premise here is that a pair of teenagers, Marin and Gojo over here, basically come from two different sides of popularity, I guess, in high school. Marin is a gal and she's very, very straightforward and open and an immensely popular girl. Gojo, on the other hand, is a very traditional Japanese boy, and he is very, not antisocial, but very stoic, and he keeps to himself, and he's very quiet, and he doesn't really have friends. In fact, he has no friends. And it all stems from this, event that happened to him as a child, where he had a hobby that was, girly, and this little girl yelled at him and told him that, he was disgusting for liking this girly hobby, which in fact is not correct. The disgusting one was the little girl, right? And from there, he basically has a fear of interacting with people. But however, during one day, they have a fated meeting between each other in the school's sewing room, or sewing room? I don't know how to say it, but sewing room, I guess. And they decide to join forces so that Gojo gets to practice his sewing and she gets to get a cosplay costume out of it. So it's very, very fun. It's kind of ridiculous, but basically we follow their journey as they develop this costume for Marin, and along the way, romance seems to bloom. And I thought that was wonderful. It's very cute. The story is just so wholesome, even though it has a lot of those ecchi moments. Let's just jump into the plot line here. So let me explain to you generally what it is. I think it's a wonderful plot line. It's not very action-based. In fact, there's really no action at all. However, it is super character-based. It's basically a drama. It's focused on developing each of the characters and then developing side characters to inform us about the main characters, right? And throughout this whole thing, we basically see Gojo, maybe not coming out of his shell just yet, but definitely gaining confidence in himself through the fact that Marin is an immensely confident person that decided to pick Gojo as her new friend. Now, this is very cute, and it comes off very nicely because it doesn't feel like Marin is pitying him or taking advantage of him. It's just her enthusiasm for cosplaying managed to move Gojo enough to get him out of his shell. And through this interaction that they have and the fact that they're both being themselves, we get to see them connect and form a bond that is immensely beautiful. I think it's so cute. But I really enjoy that it's all very goal-oriented. The progression is based on different key elements of the story that we need to get to. So basically, we get the first meeting, right? And in order to get the first meeting, we have to have development of each of the characters. Then we find how they meet. And then from there, we develop the kind of fact that she has to cosplay. But in order to have a costume made, she needs to get measured. So that's the second aspect, right? That's the second plot point that it has to develop the progression. And then from there, we're talking about getting the supplies and then the actual creation. And then the second volume deals with the event. And it's a very, very beautiful story. I think it's very nice. I enjoy how it develops. I like that it's not focused on the fan service. Like, the fan service happens and it happens naturally, but it's not because the mangaka made it so that the fan service was at the center of it. The fan service is a side product of the way the characters are interacting, or at least it feels that way. And I really do enjoy that because I love fan service. I think it's great. It's very fun. But I really, really hate when it makes no sense for it to be there. Now, one of the manga that I quite enjoy is Hiromashima, and sometimes his fan service makes no sense. But the majority of the time, it's like sensical enough that it doesn't bother me, right? But here we get to see the fan service make sense in terms of what is happening in terms of the plot line, and I quite enjoy that. I think that's great. And the plot line overall was wonderful. Like I said, not very action-based, but very character-driven, and I really did enjoy that. Now, the characters, since they are the heart of this story, they're wonderful. There's really only 2 characters. Like, there's a few more characters there, like Gojo's grandpa and Gojo's cousin and stuff like that, but the only 2 that truly deeply matter are Wakano Gojo, who's our main male character, who is this stoic, kind of sad guy. He is in desperate need of friends. Like, seriously, this guy is alone. The only thing he does is talk to his grandpa and make Hina dolls. Now, I have hobbies that take up a lot of my time, and I, definitely agree with him, but like feel what Gojo feels. But man, Gojo really needs some friends because this guy is lonely as hell. And he really needs a human connection. And Marine, the female main character, is this crazy open girl, sure of herself, and is exactly what Gojo needs. And I love how they interact. It's so wholesome and wonderful, and it's just great. Marine is so sure of herself and so open and passionate about life and so down to earth, even though she's very clearly like someone you would think is only about material things and about, money and how people perceive her. But she's not. She's all about doing what she loves and enjoying what she enjoys. And Gojo is he needs someone to tell him that it's okay to enjoy the things he likes, and it just works so well. I am so happy with this story. I love how the characters meet and interact. It's so wonderful. I just love how flustered Gojo gets over everything Marine does, and how Marine at one point starts to develop the same situation with Gojo that Gojo has with her in reverse, because now she is understanding that Gojo is so passionate about what he does, and it's so good. I love it so much. It's just wonderful. Everything about them is just so cute, and I really do appreciate it so much. I think a lot of people should read this because it's so wonderful. It's so heartwarming and enjoyable, and it was just so good. Now, world building wise, well, there's really none. There's a lot of good setting development. Like, we understand where the school is, and we understand all the places that they have to go to find different things for her cosplay. We understand where Gojo's house is and how it relates to his grandpa's doll making place. And overall, I really do enjoy all of the little aspects of information we get on Japan and Japanese culture throughout the whole thing. But it's not really world building. It's more like informing you so that you're not lost by all of the different things that they say and do. And I think it's wonderful. It's very well done, but it's not actually world building. It's more like telling you where things are so that you understand. And I quite like it. Now, it's just cool. Like, it's just so wonderful. But let's talk about the art here. It's beautiful. It's super cute. I wouldn't say that it's the most proportionate or the most accurate to real life, but it doesn't have to be. It's manga, obviously. But it does have that element where it's like leaning towards more realistic things than the more stylized, kind of like cartoony looking manga. This has something between Hokkaido Gals Are Adorable and Rent a Girlfriend, somewhere in between those two. And I quite like it. It's very nice. It's very cute, and Marine looks adorable. She's so adorable. She's so cute. And Gojo, you know, comes off really nicely. He looks like a normal guy, and I really do enjoy all of that. And I really do like the attention they put to the fabrics and all of the backgrounds in this story. It's very nicely done. Fanservice wise, there's way too much, obviously. Like, there's a lot of it. And like I said earlier, it makes sense. A lot of it is understandable. Like, fanservice happens where she has to take her clothes off for measurements. And then fanservice happens when Gojo plays the game that, you know, the girl that Marine is trying to cosplay is from. And fanservice happens where Maureen is wearing her new costume and stuff like that. So it all happens when things make sense for it to happen. It doesn't happen gratuitously, I guess. I mean, you could argue that the fan service didn't need to be played up as fan service in those moments where she was like undressed and stuff like that. But like, come on, man. Like, that's part of the point of the entertainment that we're being provided by this. Like, that argument makes no sense because this is what it's supposed to be doing, right? But yeah, fan service is good. I really do enjoy it. I think it worked really nicely. Now, rating wise for this, I think this is a 5 out of 5. Like, full stop. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. It's very cute. It's very wholesome. It makes me feel very happy to read it. The character development is great. It makes so much sense. Everything fits in. It makes sense why they would be attracted to each other. It makes sense why they are friends. It makes sense that Gojo would connect with her and that she would connect with Gojo. Like, everything just is wonderfully done, and I really do enjoy it. Would I have liked it to be better? I don't really think it could have been any better. Like, sure, there could have been a few more things to be done, and it could have lasted a bit longer. Maybe it could have done a little bit more of telling you how Gojo goes about making the cosplay costume. But, like, that's really not the point either. Like, the point of the story is the relationship between the characters. The costume and the cosplaying aspect is really just the way to get them to interact, right? So, overall, I think this is a solid 5 out of 5. It's so good. I just really love it. I don't know. I just enjoyed it, man. And that's all I can really say about that. So yeah, I really do recommend this title. I think it's good. Everyone should read it as long as you're the appropriate age. But like I said in my reading check-in, I think this is a video, or not a video, sorry, a manga that would appeal to those like 20s to 25, like early 20s type of guys that have maybe grown up with a certain style of what manliness is and are not really comfortable with it and are unsure about what to do with their lives. And that's such a weird thing because it isn't necessarily going to help you to, you know, fix your life and get over the adversity you're facing based on the way you were raised. It's not about that. This is about being heartwarming and helping you realize that, hey, someone is going to come along the way at one point in your life to help you be a better person. And I think it's very nice. It's about, you know, this guy that really doesn't share anything about himself with anyone, finding someone where he can share stuff with. And, you know, this is a very interesting and very important aspect of, you know, young men that very few people really care about. And I think it's nice because it's not necessarily setting out to prove this or to do this for us. It's more just a byproduct of the way the story was written. And I quite like it. But yeah, now similar titles here are Hokkaido Gals Are Adorable and Rent a Girlfriend, which is why I mentioned them earlier. If you like this, you'll probably like both of those. Hokkaido Girls is a little bit more similar to this one than Rent a Girlfriend, but they're all basically in the same kind of area and style. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And see you guys later.